Hi, everybody. This is Dr. J and Professor Spikes from live from Long Island, New York, where the weather is so-so. No, it's
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice now. Looking out the window.
Yeah, where Wall Street was very good, but Anvs was very good.
Right. The pick of the litter.
Yeah, biotech is looks like it's starting to come alive.
Hey,
Slowly but surely.
I actually this morning once I saw everything was optimistic, and then I saw that Jim Cramer was really optimistic. I decided to buy the SQs.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Well, well, the reason there's a reason, and it has nothing to do with the fact that things look good today. Remember, I told you that I think that when the September numbers come out for for payrolls and stuff, things are going to look better because things like teachers get their salary increases and stuff like that. And so they're
Don't you
just going
think
to,
tomorrow's number will be a good print also?
tomorrow might still be, laggard from the summer, but I'm thinking that, you know, once we get that data, everybody's going to sort of be depressed again. And that's my thinking anyway.
What's your number for tomorrow? Last month the CPI came in at what 8.5 headline.
I think CPI is going to be lower.
Headline. Give me the headline and the core.
I'm thinking we're going to start tapering. So if it was an effective 8% last month,
8.5.
8.5, I'd say 7, if not 6 and change.
Really, 7 would be a big number.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not worried about inflation.
No, but it would be a big number for the stock market.
Yeah, no, it would. But I mean, I'm thinking just in terms of the unemployment numbers and the overall pay, the pay going to the, for whatever reason they're saying that.
Is here from the Dallas Fed, not from Dallas, Texas.
Oh yeah, Dallas Fed, right? Okay, indubitably. So tell me I'm wrong.
No, I think it'll be a good print tomorrow. I think August will be. I mean, at the pump, it's a lot cheaper. Um, I think food is. I don't know. Is it noticeably cheaper? No.
They said they'll find out more, but no, it's not noticeably cheaper.
But gasoline and energy.
Yes, certainly is. But remember, food and energy gets taken out of the core number.
Well, that's the headline. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the headline will be very good. The core may not be quite as good.
Okay.
I agree with you. Maybe as low as 7. That would be a very good print.
Right. And I guess that'll bring the market up even further so I could have an opportunity.
Yeah, I think 7.5 won't do anything for the market, but 7 will.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I thought there were other numbers coming out tomorrow. That those other numbers.
No, all throughout the week. Throughout the week. Tomorrow is just the CPI.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about CPI hurting the market.
Wednesday is the PPI, Producer
Right.
Price Index. I don't know.
I thought payrolls was this week, but I guess it's
probably. I think that's next week though.
All right, fine. Well, there are plenty of opportunities to listen to what I'm saying.
The job numbers. The job numbers are next week.
Okay.
I think it's
then I'm early.
Are the job numbers after the Dallas Fed? After the Fed meets? The Fed meets next week.
Ew.
I'm getting all mixed up on my calendar.
That's right. No, my calendar is which classes I'm teaching, not the stupid Fed stuff.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at some of the charts.
Yes. Yeah. You promised us some fun ones today.
Yeah. Well, everything's up. It's always fun.
Yeah, that's true. So I know you usually like to start with the spiders, but I would love for you to look at the IWM also.
So the spiders were up 1%. Not bad. Most everything was up 1.25%, between 3/4 and 1.25%. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. The 10-year was up.
Bitcoin had a good day too.
0.04. Bitcoin was up 3%. Nice moves on Bitcoin lately. What do you want to do first, Anvs or SPY?
SPY. Let's get more. We'll get more global and work our way to more local.
All right, so I drew the other day when Kamal was on with me. I drew a trend line connecting the low from last Tuesday, right? The day after Labor Day, we put in a low at 388 on Spider 388. Well, it formed a perfect trend line with the two previous lows, you see?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a natural stopping point for SPY, but that wasn't all. In addition to that, it was the 61.8% retrace from this high on 816 when we hit 431, exactly the 200-day moving average, and we bounced down off of that in a straight line to that 388 number. And the end point of the Fib retrace was the lows of 617, which was around 362. So it's exactly the 61.8% retrace. And that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
In addition, we had a cross. We were just about to cross between the 50 and the 100, golden cross. So we had three reasons to be optimistic that this was actually a low, followed by a fourth reason the next day, a very convincing confirmation candle.
Yeah. Nice breakout.
Yeah, I like one day.
I'm wrong there.
I like one day green candles if it comes after a long downturn like this one. So that came after like a 12, 15-day downturn. Looked good on the 7th. And sure enough, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. What's today? 8th, 9th, and 12th.
Today's the 12th.
Yeah, 8th, 9th, and 12th, we rallied. Straight up, with gapping up. Really nice, showing a lot of strength. So I think I showed what I thought would be resistance on Friday. Namely, the 200 would be the first piece of resistance. At the rate we're going, we would hit it right about here at 424 and a half. If you say we hit it in 3 days, it'd probably be,
Wow.
yeah, it'll be down a little off off of what it is today. Today, the 200 is at 426. So it'll be around 424 and a half, 425. Because you see, it's still sloping down, the 200. So that's the first point of resistance. The second point of resistance is the actual high that we put in on 816 of 431.73. And the third piece of resistance would be 434, which would represent fib number starting from the high of 480 down to the low of 362. I think it would be, it's one of the fib numbers. I worked it out. I don't remember what percent. Maybe it would be the 38%. I'm not sure. Probably the 38.2%. I could throw it in, but it doesn't pay. Anyway,
Well, that would put you up to the previous high if you look. If you look back on the.
No, let me draw in what I drew in the other day that got erased. I don't know why it got erased. I drew in this horizontal line right about 434.
Okay.
Slightly below that, but that's okay. So that would be the third piece of resistance. So there's an area of resistance that's about 10 points, 430, figure 425 to 435.
Uh-huh.
And if it gets past that, I think new highs, believe it or not.
Or at least the the old high of 450.
I think we make new highs before the end of the year with any close above 435. I turn super uber bullish. And on the other hand, if we bounce off of any of these resistance levels,
Mm-hmm.
we have a net on the trend line. Figure 395 would be the bottom of any pullback. So that's a good thing too. And of course, that would be the saving grace. It could certainly stop before that, like at the 50.
Right. We're just at that cross right there.
Yeah.
Hmm,
So to me, it looks like we have strength, stronger than weaker.
Stronger than dirt.
At
Do me a
least,
favor. Could you
No.
like just do
what
the
what can turn that around? A lousy inflation print
Yeah,
tomorrow.
exactly. Exactly. The idea that inflation's still going up or that wages are still going up.
Yeah, or some crazy thing in the war in the Ukraine, or
Yeah, I know. A lot of people are getting very optimistic.
Putin is not liking the fact that he's losing, I imagine.
Yeah.
All right.
Could you do me one quick favor? Just look at the SQQQ since I
Yeah.
did right this morning. The funny thing is that when you look at it just like a regular old stock, you almost reach a similar conclusion.
Doesn't matter if I look at the S or the regular.
Well, this is the regular, right? I was looking
Same
at the
picture.
You're right.
It
They're supposed to be inverses of each other.
Doesn't it look a lot like the spiders?
It does.
Yeah. Looks a lot like the spiders. But let's take a look at some fib numbers here. It certainly looks like there's not much in the way up until the high of 816 at this point. 334 looks good, but let's just draw in a fib number or two. Draw it from here to there. All right, so let's draw it in.
You have to clear the old one.
I'll fix it in a minute.
Right.
A little lower. That looks reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the good news is that we've passed the 61.8% retrace. I drew it backwards. So there's really nothing to stop this thing from continuing, I think. We already closed above the 61.8. This is the 38.2 down here. I drew it the wrong way. I always do that. Wrong way, Dr. J.
Oh, it's because of where you start the curve from?
Yeah, and then let's just see if this has any meaning. Is this fib number? I have several fib charts here. That's what's driving me crazy.
It's giving the same information.
It's annoying to look at, so I'm not going to look at it.
Okay, fair enough.
But basically, I'm all right. Let me try one more time. Now I could see it better. Which way? From here to there, or the other way? I don't know. The 50% would be just above where we closed for this small wave down to retrace 50% up. So if we get past that, I think we blow it off to the top. That's what I think. Okay. Which coincides with tomorrow being the flip of a coin on the CPI. If the CPI is good, we close above this and continue on to challenge the recent highs. And if it's bad, we probably pull back to maybe somewhere around here. Retest this recent low at 290. But I think there's a pretty fair, more of a chance for it to retest the recent high than the recent low. So I would be betting on 334 before 290. How does that sound?
Well, it sounds like I just threw a bunch of my money away this morning.
You shorted it?
Yeah, I did. I went with the S's because, like I said, I had a feling that everybody was.
Well, if the coin comes up tails, you win tomorrow.
Okay.
I
hope I'm wrong, and I hope you guys are right.
Really, the short term all depends on that 8:30 in the morning print.
Right.
Sometimes
it's too volatile to data that's coming up, which is why I shorted it.
Sometimes it's sell the news no matter what, and if that's the case, you'll be a winner in the short term.
Right.
I don't know where it pulls back to in the short term, but it could certainly. The way I drew it, it's only got a little bit more to go to do a full 50% retrace, and that's an ideal spot for it to pull back if it's going to happen.
Well,
so
I hope it busts through.
If it goes through it, maybe cover it short.
Right. Okay.
All right. Anvs.
Yeah. Now we got to look at Anvs.
And this is a rocket ship.
Right. I mean, if you look at long term, I mean, those of us who've been in the stock forever are grateful to get a fair amount of our money back.
Yeah. Well, it's reminiscent of when it shot up to 100, right?
Right.
We could take a look at that. I'll change the interval. Back here, the high was 122. That was a big drop from 122.
There was a report, and then people didn't like the report. And is that the one where they thought there was plagiarism in the that they were copying the same slides over and over again?
No, that's Sava.
This one did something also around the same time.
I think it just went up and down in sympathy with Sava. Maybe. There was no stories of ill repute with this one that I'm aware of.
So so this is all just based on some people starting to pay attention and saying that the stock is undervalued because of what it could do. Is that your read on it?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's also phase 3 just started on the Parkinson's trial. And I think they have some big name hospitals involved. I have to verify it. I didn't get a chance. But I heard that UPenn and Mount Sinai and other named hospitals are in the trial. If that's the case, that speaks a lot. That alone was reason for it to go up.
Right.
This is the first close above the 50 in a long time, right?
And forget about the money. If this turns out to be the real thing, wouldn't that be wonderful?
It would be. I would be very happy. I might try to get into the trial if they'll have me. So this is 9/12, and the week of 11/1/21 is the last time we were above the 50 week moving out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know what it is for the 50-day, but let's take a look. But this is a significant pop. You can see just from that. I have to minimize.
Right.
I don't see where it closed. Oh, all the way back here.
Yeah, no, it was a decay.
What is that? September? September of 2021, it was closed at above the 50. Above the 200, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So above the 200, the last time was back in September. And then the 200 back then was $17. So the actual close that day was $35. Does that make sense? It doesn't seem to make sense. There it is. High of 39, close of 36, and we are above the 200.
Mm-hmm.
The 200, according to that, is at 37.20. 37.20. But then you got to go back a long time before you, even on the daily or the weekly, before you get a close above the 200. This is above the 200. Was the weekly to 50? I don't remember. Might have been the 50 on the weekly. The weekly was the 50.
Right.
Yeah. In any event, very
Yeah, no,
good.
it's not worth, when you go weekly, it's not worth looking at too many of those lines because you're going back to like ancient history.
Yeah, but look at what it's capable of doing. It's worth looking at history. Back on May 17th, the low was $24, and up on 7/19, 2 months later, the high was 132. 24 up to 132. Nice move. In just a couple of months, right?
Hmm.
So it's capable,
Yeah, well, at that point, at around the turn of the year of last year, everybody was thinking these were stocks with legs because of the potential.
It was harder because of not Parkinson's, but the other one, Alzheimer's.
Yeah, Alzheimer's, and also the fact that there was some approvals coming.
And Biogen got this.
Yeah, Biogen got approved. I mean, everybody was. It was like everybody was happy that 1 week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the chatter on the side is about Clovis, Tandem, just to mention Sava, and V-Ray. That's just some of the chatter.
Geron, Geron is another one that's in the rocket ship.
Geron, right? That's an oldie but a goodie, huh?
This has been a rocket ship, the oncology drug. Sava's not been a rocket ship, but it's been a nice mover off the lows.
It's been a stalwart for now. I mean, I'm glad I'm still in.
Yeah. It's been a nice mover off the lows. I think more and more I'm getting myself pretty convinced that there really wasn't any hanky-panky or fudging of the date or any of that.
Yeah.
I think it's just a figment of the short's imagination.
I know. I would have just been happy if they reacted a lot quicker.
Don't you think everything is kind of fudged a little bit?
Sort of, working in the kitchen of a restaurant.
Well, what do they say?
You would eat a lot of the food if you saw what was going on.
Isn't there an expression, statistics, lies and statistics?
Damn lies. Lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Something like that.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's a certain amount of fudging that goes on in all of these trials, I think. But you really can't change the data in the phase 2 trial. That you can't do.
Right. They probably didn't. I mean, look, the criticism at first was, all right, it's not as overwhelming as we think it's going to be. And then people sort of looked under the hood and said, wait, some of the stuff looks fishy. And then all the short sellers decided, let's make a big deal of that.
You know what it is? Nothing works in Alzheimer's. In 50 years, they've been trying and failing. 30 years, whatever.
Right. No, I know.
True. So they finally got the Biogen drug approved, and now they're back to not believing again.
Right. Well, overall, that the approval of the Biogen, when everybody knew that it was sort of tepid at best,
yeah,
did a lot more harm than good to the industry.
Yeah.
Did you have an opinion about what was it, the Clovis or Tandem?
I will look at the chart, but this is another interesting one. Phase 2 trial on
Which was
Parkinson's. Phase 2 on Parkinson's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And a very low float, and a very small market cap, just like Anvs, except they're behind. Last time I said they're behind Anvs, somebody yelled at me, but phase 2 to me is behind phase 3. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. What do I know?
Well, in a world where 2 is less than 3.
I think that means it's behind. But I don't want to say it too loud because then I'll get yelled at again.
Well, yeah, exactly. There's probably a universe out there where 3 is smaller than 2.
In any event,
It's not one that I want to live in.
I think it's worth owning this one, even if you have to wait longer.
Well, sometimes being second through the door is actually a good thing.
It's worth waiting. I think also if Anvs has success, this will pop right with it. And so will all the Alzheimer's plays. They could all get on fire again. Sava, Anvs, Longeveron, what's Anvs? They could all go on fire.
Right. Marco's talking about Clovis.
Clovis has been hot.
Because they're in a phase 3 also.
I just want to take a quick look at the blood cancer drug from Geron on metal staff.
Right, I got you.
It's been a rocket ship. It's worth looking at. The problem is, is it too late to get on board for the trip up? You might be getting on board for the pullback. Let me draw it more concise. You can see the sharpness better this way.
Right.
It's been a very, very sharp run. So I'm nervous about chasing it. I wouldn't mind owning some, but I don't want to chase it. Probably wrong. Probably should chase it, but I'm not going to.
Come on.
And even Anvs, if I didn't own it, I wouldn't be chasing it here.
Anvs?
Yeah, even though I like it a lot, if I didn't own it, I don't think I'd be chasing it. I'd look for a pullback.
Okay.
And if it pulls back, I probably will add. Even though I have a lot, I think it's got tremendous potential. I own a lot, but I want more. Give me more.
Give me more. Give me more.
Clovis, CLVS.
Yeah, that's what Marco's talking about right now. Doesn't look.
I thought this had
from the chart. It's from the chart. You have to zoom in to see that pop.
On the weekly, yeah.
Oh yeah, weekly. I don't notice that.
Daily might look more interesting.
There you go.
Heavy volume today. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
Look at that volume. Ooh. It's all about the volume. I mean, after all, if you move up like that, like it did today, with volume like it put in today, something must be happening. This doesn't happen by accident.
Well, I guess this. Well, we were seeing the flat bottom for the longest time.
You want in on this? 136. And
Right.
like anything else, I want the bargain.
Go back and get half your money back.
Yeah, I want the bargain. I don't want to chase. This one is not as severe chasing as Geron, but still.
No, certainly not.
What was the other one?
Hold on a sec. The other one that people were talking about, there was one that you gave them. Tandem was one, and V-Ray.
Which one?
V-Ray. V-R-A-Y.
Yeah, I've been in that one. I don't remember it, what they do, but don't like today's. Oh, today's candle's okay, actually. Rebounded. Yeah, it looks good. It closed above, what is that, my 12 day? It closed above the 12. Yeah, not very meaningful. I mean, it's a good candle, but I can't see anything that compelling
Right.
off the chart on view ray.
Yeah, why don't we end with Tandem? Because that one's been a friend of ours for a while. We don't see enough history here.
Nice week it had today. I mean, nice 3 days at the end of last week, followed by a decent day today, closing above the 50 for the first time in a long time as well.
Yeah,
Hasn't
because we used to see this in the $100 stock.
It closed above the 50 last August 3rd when it hit $70. So this is a nice pop today over the last few days, really. It came off the bottom on Wednesday of last week, 42.93 to 57.75. It's a nice pop. Looks like it's alive again. And this it takes out 63.23. It'll look even more interesting, I think.
I don't know, if people stop worrying about diabetes.
Maybe there's other devices in the hopper. I don't know. Is this an insulin pump? I forget what it is.
Yes, this was the novel approach to.
So you don't need to take needles for diabetes.
Well, look how popular the testing with no needles is.
Yeah.
So treatment with no needles has got to be good too.
I mean, is that what it is? I don't really follow it. I owned it for a while, made money, and dumped it.
Gotcha.
I know that there's other device makers in the space. Maybe it's competition. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that CRISPR is going to cure type 1 diabetes altogether.
Yeah, okay. Well, from your mouth to God's ear, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for today. We did it. We survived.
We got 30.
Yeah.
Seeing everybody again. It's been been a sporadic summer.
Well, Mark said there's going to be news on Clovis. Oh, there was news 8 hours ago. Well, they don't usually pop for no reason, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming, Mark, Phil, Paul, Andrew, everybody. Everybody. Yep. Thanks for coming. See you all. When we be on next?
Thursday.
Okay. See you all Thursday. Thanks, Heath. Bye, everybody.